Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Heike and you're watching Stone Cold Coffee Crafts. Today is Thursday, July 16th, if I'm not completely wrong. Brian has coffee today, so let's hope it won't be less... It will be. No, it won't. It won't. That was the perfect start. Let's hope it will be a little less scattered than yesterday, shall we? My little assistant and co-host is currently gobbling up, I think, her fourth helping of treats for the day. It is 10 a.m. guys, it is 10 a.m. Ah, there she is. This is my little assistant co-host, Lola the ragdoll cat. You all know her, you all love her. She's a menace. And yeah, today is another daily crafty chat. Yeah, I know, you're my beloved menace. Purr. Purr. I don't have a lot to show you today. Usually, even if I'm pretty busy, I manage to do 2 out of 3 crafts I usually do per day. Yesterday, not so much. I stitched and that's about it. So I don't have a diamond painting update to show you. I really need to buckle down and do some diamond painting today. I don't want to fall behind. And I really want to finish that painting as well because I love working on it. So that's on the agenda for today. And there's also some more stitching. So let's show you what I did yesterday. Cat, I'm going to put this over your head. So, ooh, yeah, and she knocks it from underneath. So yesterday, the second little block, the cat, careful, for the Barbara Anna Mystery Christmas Stitch Along Santa strip dropped, and it was Mr. and Mrs. Santa on Rudolph the reindeer riding along. And yeah, this was actually a pretty quick stitch, all things considered. I will definitely have to get a second skein of the is it 500 or 501, this tealish greenish color in the border, because I have more borders to stitch, and I think I'm down to the last 4 strands of my last piece of this skein I've worked with. So I would recommend, even if you stitch on a 32 count like Barbara Anna calls for, I would probably recommend to have 2 skeins of this color on hand. You might run close, and you might get close to running out. I will definitely run out. I'm totally sure about this now. I don't know if this color will be in any of the other blocks as in the actual block and not just the border, but there should be at least 3 more blocks that have this color as a border if she keeps the red and green theme up, which I'm totally expecting. And yeah, another thing, if you don't feel up to stitch this whole thing as a sampler, I would totally recommend stitching individual blocks as little ornaments, because these are so cute and they make cute little ornaments. Hi little alien, the people can't even see you. I did it dumb and didn't do a good camera angle today, did I? Could I convince you to move over there? Please, 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 please. I'll lie down again. So, for example, I'm stitching this a bit bigger than I'm supposed to, and my little ornament blocks are 2 3/4 of an inch. So this is pretty neat size-wise if you would like to stitch just some of the little blocks and turn them into Christmas ornaments either for your family or your own tree. I would absolutely recommend it. It is, like I said, a pretty quick stitch, and I enjoyed working on this yesterday. I had lots of interruptions. I'm sorry, itchy cat hair on my nose. Need to take care of that, or it's driving me crazy. And I still managed to stitch this in one afternoon/evening, you know, with all the interruptions by my mom wanting to chat for an hour, having to cook dinner, having to eat dinner, all the fun stuff, and still managed to do this. As I usually seem to do with the Barbara Anna patterns, I replaced a few stitches with beads, and I'm going to give you a close-up of this block. There, you should see it pretty well. So I replaced the 3 light yellow stitches on his collar, on Rudolph's collar, with golden beads. These are the same ones I'm using for the Chinese zodiac, because if I am not completely mistaken, those are bells, and I thought they would make great places to put beads. And I also replaced his nose. I found a great reddish metallic bead I still had in my stash. This is some kind of no-name brand. I can't tell you what it is and what color it is. The gold is, like I said, the same I'm using for the Chinese zodiac, so this is the Toho gold color. I probably should look up the proper name so you can find it. But the red one is some kind of no-name brand, which I've had for many years. I think my mom bought them for me in the local craft store. So they might be from a company called Rye. Might be that it's from that company, but I've had those honestly since I was a kid. Some of my craft supplies are nearly as old as I am. But seed beads don't get bad, do they? So yeah, this is done. I can put it back in the whip pile and wait for August 1st when the next block drops. See, it's only slightly better today. And this is a very enjoyable stitch. I'm not mad about any decision I made on it, so I really love that I'm stitching it on a bigger count fabric. I love that I'm adding beads. And I even love that I went with the called for fabric, even though at first glance I thought this is pretty ugly for a Christmas thing. But yeah, it's turning out good. I mean, designers, when they chose certain things, they do it for a reason. So I at least give it the benefit of a doubt. Who am I to doubt them? So stitchy plans for today is the 4th clue of the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Chinese Zodiac stitch along, and I'm putting the picture on screen now. Like I said, it is the second corner this time around, and I'm super excited about that. It's a purple fan with these little flowers that have been in the center of the whole piece, scattered around as well. And as you might remember, I am a total sucker for purple, so I'm really looking forward to that. Also, I think this second fan with the flowers will look a bit better than the first one. In the first one we have bamboo, and I like the idea, but I feel like the bamboo gets very lost on the background color they chose for the fan. So maybe if they had gone, I don't know, with a... I honestly would have gone with either a light purple or a pink fan to give real contrast to the green of the bamboo. But I guess that would have horribly clashed with the red frame. I'm not entirely sure. At least the pink, but the purple would have worked. I think this is going to give a better contrast. I have no expectation whatsoever that this will be done in one day, so you will see an update tomorrow, but not a finished piece of this stitch along. And yeah, kind of excited to get back to this. I don't know, I love it very much. I like these simple, very cutesy things in between the more elaborate stuff as well. She says, well, she thinks which of her pieces are more elaborate. Surely the night walked down. I need to pick this up. Seriously. I've only stitched this one side of the border so far, so that is way too little for my peace of mind. Maybe August, we'll see. And this is pretty much all I have done yesterday. I didn't knit. I was done with the stitching shortly after 11 p.m, but I decided to wind down and go to bed for the day. Not that I fell asleep or anything, why would I? But I tried. Second day in a row, I tried. So, but what I finally remembered to do and talk about, because I've talked about it with my partner 2 days ago or so and still forgot to mention it here. I had a question about wrist fatigue in knitting what I do about it and what would help to maybe build a strength and durability in your wrist. So apparently, and I'm saying apparently because I have not encountered this issue myself yet, if you're not used to it, or I guess even if you're used to it but you are easily receptive of this kind of thing like carpal tunnel, which after being in IT and working with a mouse and a keyboard all day long for 20 years, I still haven't had any issues whatsoever with that. So I guess I'm just not in that bracket. Apparently, you can experience serious wrist fatigue if you knit, sometimes not even for a long time on a piece. So I promised to talk to my partner, who's a physical therapist, and ask him what he would recommend doing. And basically, now that my cat is in my arms, this is a perfect opportunity to show you. Not. So he basically said the pain you are experiencing is not surprisingly coming from the motion of bending your wrist all the time, and it is apparently this motion. So it's pretty opposite to what he does all day, because he usually goes in the other way. And he said the easiest thing you can do to relieve some of the pain short notice is to stretch your hand back, really push against your hand and stretch these muscles that you have shortened all the time. So this seems to be the immediate thing you can do, pretty much the only thing you can do. And when I asked him about how to build up durability and strength in your wrist, he basically said, well, that's not so easy to do, but what you can do is you can do push-ups, but not pushing from your hands. You build a fist and you basically use your fist. Then you put really more strain on your wrist and build up the muscles in there. I would recommend, if you are experiencing these issues, try. But please, if you are noticing that it's causing more pain, stop right away. And in that case, I would actually recommend to talk to a professional in your close proximity. Have a chat with a physical therapist. I hope they would chat with you without charging you an arm and a leg. I'm not sure how it goes in other countries. I know they would hear. Yes, Kitty, can I remove you from my work laptop? That would be awesome. So giving you a bit more of a fluff experience. So what else? I have not picked out another nitty project right now. I still have a few skeins of yarn I have not attached to a certain project, but I'm not entirely sure yet what I want to do with them. And I haven't had the time to browse Ravelry, basically, because that is a rabbit hole that takes hours out of your day if you go down. So we will have to see. I received the newest knit crate. I think Rachel showed it on her last FlossTube channel, on her last FlossTube video. See, Brain. Brain needs coffee. Let's give Brain coffee. It's even still warm coffee. No, cat doesn't need coffee. You don't like coffee. I know that for a fact. Rachel showed it on her last FlossTube video. It's this purple, gray, soft yarn, which is a mix of what was it, cotton and linen, I think, right? Yep, I have that too. I don't have a whole sweater quantity like she does, so I only have 4 skeins. Only. But I have to find something I would like to do with that, because I think so the yardage is sport, but because it is, once again, pretty much like the mistletoe, it's not just a twisted yarn, it looks knit. So it looks like a cord instead of just a thread of yarn. And I think because of that, it's actually more like DK thickness. It might even be thicker than DK. So I'm never quite sure what to do with these. I have to investigate what I want to do with it. The color, though, is absolutely stunning. I think I also didn't mention I managed to grab one of the Hedgerow Yarns advent calendars, and she already shipped it. So I might be able to show you beginning of next week what it looks like packaged up, because I'm obviously not going to open the packages. I'm going to give it to my boyfriend and ask him to keep it safe until December, because why the hell is she shipping it out now? That's torture. This is freaking torture. I'm sorry, cat. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. I did a dumb and I did a cough. So I managed to grab one of those, and they were sold out so fast. It was just amazing. Also, I have been working on my yarn storage in the hall I've been talking about. I have cleaned out the books. I have gotten rid of some books via reselling them. And I was quite happy. All the books I managed to sell actually made just a little under what I had to pay for the Advent. So it's something in the €5 bracket I had to pay on top of what I made from the books. So that's awesome. I still have a few books I have to clear with my local library if they would like them. Our library is sadly very small, so they don't take everything you offer to them. And I don't think they have some kind of book flea market. I remember that the library in my hometown had that. So even if they didn't want your books for their own stock of books, they would take it and sell it for, like, back then it was still Deutsche Mark, so it would have been one Deutsche Mark or 50 Pfennig. So pretty cheap, but it would help the library because as you might or might not know, because I actually don't know how it is in your part of the world, but here the libraries are usually funded by the city, which means they are constantly and always and horribly underfunded for everything. So these things are usually something that helps. But I don't know if they do it because our library, we are a very small town, so the library is super small. And then I have a few books I don't know what to do with. I know the library won't take them. I can't sell them, so I don't know what to do with them. I pretty much can only toss them. I've been thinking maybe I can put them in a box and set the box down on the street and basically put a sign on it, please, if you want to take whatever you like. Maybe that would work. But it's just the type of books that people probably wouldn't want either. It's throwing out books feels so wrong. But anyway, long story long, I'm done with the books. I still have to go through the magazines and see if I want to keep any of them. I highly doubt it. And I've checked eBay. I might be able to sell a few of them, but I don't think I really will. And the last thing will be the comics. I'm not entirely sure yet what to do with them, because those can only... There are some sites now that buy whole comic collections, like my comics are all manga, Japanese manga. But they are telling me we are usually on average paying 20 cents per book, which is ridiculous. So for example, I have the whole collection of Chobbits from I can't remember the author's name, but it's a seven issue manga. It used to be very popular at some point, and I have this little paper cardstock thing where you could put them all in. Again, brain doesn't want to function and won't tell me the correct word for it. But I've seen that on eBay I could probably get between 15 and 20 euro for that, so I'm for sure not going to sell that to some site that gives me 20 cents per manga. On the other hand, I am very bad at selling stuff. I always plan to do it and then I never go through, because selling stuff means packing stuff and shipping stuff, and for some reason I hate doing that. So that's why I usually never go through with it. But at least the books are done, mostly. There's one pile, like I said, I still have to think about what to do with it. And then the magazines are hopefully going to be easy. The manga, I could also pack them up and put them in the basement. I have to think what I really want to do with them. Yeah, hi kitty. So that's the status update on that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have. See, I did hardly any crafting and still managed to draw this out for 20 minutes, but I thought, well, this is called Crafty Chat, so maybe I can do a little bit more of chat than just showing crafty things, and you would not mind that too much, because a lot of you keep telling me you love whipping chats, and I'm really, really bad at doing those because I never know what to talk about. So, oh, she is so relaxed right now. Huh? Look at your pink belly. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, purr. Okay, I'm going to stop the cat ASMR now. Even though probably you won't mind. All right, guys, I have to go back to work. I hope you have a wonderful day. I should be back by tomorrow. Fingers crossed, hopefully with a little more than just stitching. And until then, stay safe, stay happy, do something you love, and talk to you tomorrow.